surprising, for lack of a better word, was it to see the offense and the way it performed against the Cowboys?
Very. I think we all expected to go out there and execute it better. We all expected to play better, but we didn't.
And what's the next step in your mind as a team as a team leader, excuse me, and as someone who's been around a while? What is the next step for you and your teammates?
Going to work on Wednesday. The only thing that you can do coming out of a game like we just had, a situation that we're in right now, is go to work and do the things that we know how to do to rectify it.
Brian Dunleavy.
Hey, Darius, thanks for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You've been part of seasons where it didn't get rectified and it spiraled out of control, long losing streaks. I understand you go back to work, it's the same approach. Is there anything you learned from those seasons that didn't work that you can try to do in this season, if that makes sense? Like, if it's just the same approach as always, how do you get different results?
Yeah, I would say what's probably the biggest difference now is that we're older. And, when you're young, you kind of just think that, we'll work hard and we'll get a different result. But at the end of the day, as you grow in this league and you experience things, you understand. And also last year, having the success that we did have, we got on the other side of that fence. So now we know what it takes to win these games, and we know what we need to do to fix it. Whereas in my first 3 years, we were 4-12, 6-10, 4-12. We knew nothing about winning, So, yeah, I would say that's the biggest difference about now, is that we know what it takes to win and we know how to do to get there.
Thanks, Darius.
Jordan Renan.
Hey, Darius, what's up, man?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me all right?
I can.
Yeah. I'm curious, when you went back and watched the tape, what did you see that you thought was the biggest problem? Like, why do you think it didn't work yesterday?
I think the first thing, when you're watching film and as you watch plays individually, it's easy to look at this play and be like, oh, this guy didn't do that, or this guy didn't do this, or I didn't do this or that. And kind of the overarching theme you come to is that we all had one too many my bads, and that's, ultimately when you're trying to win a football game, you can't have, everybody have multiple my bads, or I would have did this different, I would have did that different, So I'd probably say that was just the main thing was, we just had too much of that.
And why do you think, it happened against that team? Like, does that concern you that it is against that team? Because obviously that's the team that them and the Eagles that you're trying to catch up to, right? That you're sort of looking up at.
Yeah, I don't think, to be honest, the way the game went, the opponent really wouldn't have mattered much. A lot of the stuff that we did was self-inflicted, or it was mistakes that we made that were technique-based or assignment-based, so it wouldn't have mattered if it was them or, T-Neck High School, that there's just things we did that you can't do and expect to win football games in this league.
T-Neck's dangerous, man.
Yeah, man.
We have time for one more, if there is one. Charlotte Carroll.
Hey Darius, thanks for doing this. I just wanted to ask, what was the conversation like with maybe your position group, maybe the offensive group this morning? Did you guys get together individually, anything like that?
Yeah, we had a big offensive meeting, and kind of what I said, we went over and every game, no matter how bad it goes, which was about as bad as it could go, there's still good plays. There's plays that we did execute the way we want to, and obviously you cover those, but obviously in this scenario, the majority of it is covering the bad and what we can improve. But In our receiver room meeting, I think that a lot of times in football, the people that are at the forefront, which is like the head coach and the quarterback, it's really easy to just be like, oh, well, if Daniel just plays better, we win. Well, if we receivers, there's plays we didn't make. There's route decisions I made that I could have made differently, would allowed him to get the ball out quicker. We had fumbles, we had drops. I think in our room as receivers, your job is to do your best to help the quarterback be successful. So, I think that was kind of just what I took away from it personally, is that it's never, oh, well, Dave's or Calf called a bad game or DJ didn't play a good game or whatever. At the end of the day, we're all in this together. And as the O-line, receivers, running backs, and, all that, it's our job to help make this thing go just as much as it is the quarterbacks.